Hey, click the right button. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Raw Side. As you guys can see, I'm in a different location. It ended up being my dining room because I'm on location. I was on location up on the North Country, and things didn't work out as they planned. So I had to hurry up and get back home and didn't have time to set up in the studio. So here we are in the dining room. Uh, and tonight's show, we've got our lovely Miss Cassie from Weeping Willow Paranormal. I'm so excited to bring her on. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Dawn. Welcome, guys. Glad you can make it. Everything's been a hot mess, I'm telling you. I look like who did it and ran and then some. So hopefully you can bear with me. Yeah, so we're the bare bones here, and we are going to add Miss Cassie. Hi. Look at you. You're so cute.
Oh, thank you. I feel very disheveled today. So
me too. Everything has just been a hot mess. We were on location and the weather was just, the beginning of the week was great.
yeah.
Then it just turned into a total crap show. It was just awful weather and mud everywhere. I wasn't traipsing through mud and everything. So we packed up quick this afternoon, hightailed it back home.
Yeah.
We made record speeds on the way home. So and I didn't even have time to set up in the studio. So yeah, here we are in my dining room. I just plugged everything in and hit the button. So at least we all made it. Hi, stay tuned. Welcome, everybody. Oh my goodness. Did you have a great week?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. This week was pretty laid back. It mostly just work and stuff. So, and the weather was not great. Because I mean, we live very close to each other, I think,
yeah.
So like weather would be very similar, I think. So
yeah. We were in the Adirondack Mountains.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was the last 3 days was just rain pouring and then snow on top of it.
Oh, yuck.
And everything was pure mud. And I'm like, I am not, this is like the fourth time I went to go investigate this property. And I just cannot get in there. Something always goes wrong.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was really getting on my nerves. Maybe I'm just not supposed to do it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured I scheduled it for next month. So maybe I can actually accomplish something next month.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Hi, Mike. Hi, Faith. Welcome, everybody. Wow. So it's just, I'm glad where'd the hubby's hiding out. He didn't want to hang out with us.
I can call him in. I think he was outside watching cartoons with our daughter, I think.
Oh, well, he's busy. That's all right.
Okay.
So my goodness. Okay. I'm going to start it off with asking, because I ask everybody the same question. Mm-hmm. What made you get into the paranormal field?
Okay. So, I've always been interested in the paranormal ever since I was really little. I had some experiences back then. I didn't really know what they were. And then as I got older and I started blocking out those experiences, but I was always interested in like ghost stories, and I would read all the Haunted Canada books and Haunted Ontario books. And we didn't have I didn't watch Ghost Hunters or Adventures or anything like that. Like I didn't watch any of those because I didn't know those existed. But I did speeches on like the weird, like Bermuda Triangle in grade 7. Like I did weird. I was always interested in the weird. Wrote a ghost story. I think it's upstairs in my room, but it's when I was 10 years old. In May, I wrote a ghost story. So not like Halloween time for my teacher to read and edit, or to mark, right? Like in May of I was 10 years old. Like very weird. I was a weird kid. So then fast forward for going on 5 years ago now, I guess. 2019. Was that really time flies. So about 2019, near the end of 2019, I found YouTube Paranormal. I didn't even know that it existed, and I was blown away. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. I became friends with a lot of people in the community. So, like Mike O was actually one of them. And Wendy, I think. Yeah. So like I've discovered people, and then I started, why not investigate for myself? I wasn't going to do YouTube or anything like that. But then Crow of Judas, the lovely man himself, he's like, just, put it onto YouTube. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I am not techie. I'm like, you know what I mean? So I was like, I don't know. And then he's like, no, do it. So I was like, okay. So initially Ron started helping me. And then at that time he was 100% believer skeptic. Like he was like not having it, but he went along for safety reasons. Like, so I wasn't by myself.
Right. Hi, Candy.
Yeah. So then not that I was going anywhere not safe, but it just with someone else was safer. Right. But then,
right. Yeah. My husband does the same thing.
Yeah. And then I was in school at the time to become a massage therapist. And one of my friends, Reese, she likes creepy things. So I asked her, and then she joined. Ron stepped back, and then we went to Virginia City going on almost 2 years ago now. And he had some experiences, and then he's like, I'm joining the team back. So now it's the three of us. But yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, my husband does the same thing. He always believes, because he's had a lot of experiences as well. Actually, one of them had to deal with the sleep paralysis, which I want to do a show on and have everybody's input and experiences with that kind of thing. Actually, I just made a post in the Debunkers, I believe it was, because they were discussing that. And about his experience was he saw Jesus at the foot of his bed. And he was speaking to him in a foreign language. But he said he couldn't move or anything. And I go, well, that's what that triggered. Okay, that's probably what it is. Mm-hmm. But it was weird how a lot of people, say, oh, I've seen demons or this or that, where he's actually seen the image of Christ. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah. So, but that's another show. Okay. So actually, you answered the second question because I wanted to know about you and what drives you to do this. And what are your plans for the future?
Yeah. So what basically drives me, I just like getting evidence. And I know it's so rare to go into into a place. You're so lucky if you get anything, right? So getting evidence and capturing it if possible. Plus because I've always, because of the experience I had as a kid, I want to see if I can not necessarily replicate, because I've had instances. Okay, long story short, some of these people might know, and I'll tell you. I might sound crazy, but that's just ever since I was a little kid, I used to hear things. And growing up in the church, they told me it was demons. And of course. Yeah, right. So I blocked it. I went to a hospital to get my head checked out, everything. I was it was everything came out clear, obviously. So those experiences, and I started blocking them. So I just been fascinated. So I really what drives me is to see if I can get more evidence, see if I can I don't know, contact more spirits, I guess. Dawn says always demons.
Yes. Yeah, that's what they tell you first off.
Yeah. So and I don't know. It's just crazy. So but yeah, so that's pretty much what drives me. And then meeting everybody, I don't know, this community is so uplifting and so good. I just love that kind of also drives me, pushes me to be better and get see if I can get more, and I don't know, that's just kind of how it is. But yeah, and so plans for the future. So location wise, right now we've nothing's booked in the future. Well, that's a lie, there is one place, a movie theater. I don't know. I was there is a movie theater book that we're going to investigate. It's a little tiny town, like a little, like has like one screen kind of thing.
Right.
I'm pretty excited about that one because when we went there, I went, it's in a little town. Like I live in Fort Erie, Ontario. Anyways, it's called Ridgeway. It's in Ridgeway. And it's like basically it's considered Fort Erie, but it's a little town. Anyways, so I always thought it was haunted, and I didn't. Like I was like, but I don't know how I'm going to approach these people because like what I'm going to do is like walk in, like, excuse me, is this haunted? I got connection somehow, and it's haunted. So we're going to investigate. So I had a funny feeling that because all of Ridgeway there was a battle. It happened after the Civil War. So I actually thought it was part of the War of 1812, and it wasn't. It was like after the Civil War, the Fenians came in and over from Buffalo came over. And anyway, so there's a lot of like history, war in this area and War of 1812. So there's that location. And then a lot's planned, like kind of coming up in the summer. Like nothing's in stone yet, but we have a lot of like things like that. We have ideas. There's some collabs and stuff that I want to get to this summer. And then as for videos, I have part 2 of Beck House will be released on Thursday, and The Conjuring House will be released. It will be released end of April, early May, mid to May. I don't want to say exactly when because I have no clue if they have to approve it and stuff. But yeah, so
you got a good list lined up. That's great.
Yeah,
I do too. That's the problem. You got to wait around or. Weather permitting, because I'm not doing any of this stuff, where it's I had stuff earlier it was a spring or end of winter, and I was going to do an investigation. It was like 10 below zero. I'm like, no.
no.
That's too cold for me.
Yeah.
Not to mention the drain it puts on all your batteries.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh geez. Now, what was your most exciting investigation today and why?
Okay, that's such a loaded question.
Yeah. I have some favorite of yours.
Yeah, I'm like, because I have so Virginia City really was like my bucket list because ever since I started watching the paranormal on YouTube, like Virginia City always kept popping up. So that like was kind of I was most excited about just because I absolutely love Westerns. Like not that I necessarily would wish I lived in that time frame because it's like not the greatest time frame to live in, but like
especially for women.
Exactly. But like I love the Wild West. Like I just love that, like everything. So Virginia City was kind of like my ultimate bucket list. So that was really, really cool in the sense us also what kind of gave Ron some, like he had experiences there. So like it kind of, and me, I did too, but like, that's what kind of turned him. So Virginia City, I like that in general, like the Washoe Club. Washoe Club was probably my favorite out of Mackey Mansion and Washoe Club. But then Octagon Hall in Kentucky, like that place, I love the vibe of that place is very like for me it was a lot of like high energy. I can't really explain it there. Like for me, I felt very like on edge, but not like because I was scared, but it just felt very like amped up,
alive, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like I didn't want to do sensory depth because I didn't want to like cut off my senses basically, because I'm starting to learn to trust my gut because I've been in instances like the Hinsdale house where I didn't trust my gut and I got rushed by a ghost. So like, that's actually pretty exciting, that part. So I don't know if you've ever heard the story of that. Have you heard the story?
I don't think so.
Okay. So that's probably the most like, it's pretty funny, but when I did the Hinsdale house, land is 100% more haunted than the house. Like it's very like, so we were walking towards the pond, me and Reese. Rod at this time was not really part of the team. He came along, so he was sleeping on the couch. And we were walking, investigating outside, cameras on, rolling everything. And I started feeling very uneasy. And I could not shake it. Like I was like, why am I so uneasy? In my brain too, I'm thinking Reese is probably thinking I'm a wimp if I say I'm like not scared, but I was just very on edge and like I was just very like, I don't know what's happening. I even said out loud, suck it up to myself because I was like, I need to like, this is ridiculous. Why am I feeling like this? We're outside. Like there's nothing scary out here. So I kept walking after I said, suck it up, kept walking. And next thing you know it, footsteps run up to us and there's nothing there. So it's kind of weird. I looked at Reese. I said, I'm going to run now. And I just ran because I was like, I don't think I would have run if I wasn't feeling like that prior, that experience. Like if I was like feeling okay, run up, I might have went, oh my gosh, or, whatever. But because I was already so on edge, I ran. So
just caught you off guard there.
Yeah.
Excuse me, because nobody expects. Well, I mean, that's the thing. What we do, nobody expects. You don't know what to expect when you're going somewhere.
No, because you can't see anything. All you hear is just like the running up, and then we caught an EV when we got back to the house, and it said, I think it's us or something like that. I can't remember exactly. It's on my channel, but yeah, that experience, and it was so funny because we were with Levy, and he was doing a collab, and he ran out expecting like to fight a human because he all he heard was me and Reese just like running, and Reese is swearing. It was like quite funny.
I'm sure.
But he comes out ready to fight because we were warned that people might try to get into the house because they want to, you know what I mean? Like just like people locals or whatever want to get into it. So he's ready to fight someone, and there's no one to fight.
There's nobody to fight.
No. So
yeah, that is definitely an experience. I know.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm saying hello.
Hi everybody that joined. Welcome. Yeah, that would I would say would be one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not me included, everybody that loves the way that you do your investigations.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's because they're just so, I don't know. The word comes to mind is pure and just natural. Is there a special format that you follow when you do an investigation, or you're just flying by the seat of your pants?
Yep, pretty much. This is generally what I do is like usually we'll get a tour, like depending on what location, but we'll usually get a tour by the owner or whoever is running the building. And that in that instance. So then we'll get the tour and I kind of walk around. And then when we finish the walk around, I just okay, where do we want to start? Where it feels good. I know I talk a lot.
I hope she's talking a lot. That's the whole point.
So I just kind of like whatever vibe I get where I start, and then we just go room by room. And then if some rooms just don't feel like anything there, we just move on. We might go back to it depending on how much time we have. That's literally all I do. And when I edit my videos, I put them together. I always do it. Not usually. I always do it in the timeline of the investigation. So I take I never go back and flop around. So from all my episodes are all like the video clips are all like in order of time frame. So I know there's other like people do it all different ways and all fancy stuff. I just keep it really simple because I keep it simple. Like I don't know because
I think that's the best way. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's the best way to do it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's really all I do. Like it was funny because
follow your instincts.
Mm-hmm. And that's like too, like I just trusting my gut more so and on investigations, like I'm using less, like I still have like my REM pod and different things. I'm starting to use a lot less equipment and just use my camera, mostly digital recorder myself. Like I tend to hear a lot of stuff. So like now looking back at my childhood, but I hear a lot of stuff and a lot of times it catches on camera. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And it's funny because even like Joe was like during Conjuring House, he's like kind of had me lead it. And I was like, oh, like, why are you asking me? Like Joe's been doing it for like way more longer than me. But I literally, we just walked around and was wherever it felt like we should go is how we investigate. I'm very laid back and yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, yeah, because you get great results. I mean, it's I think the simple is the best. I mean, a lot of people do. They have a lot of equipment. They're more tech savvy, because I'm tech savvy. I'm not, and so pretty much I do the same thing. It's just base bare bones camera recorder.
Yeah.
I do use like the EMF meter because I like to check the property to see if there's
Oh
electricity
yeah.
is on, see if we're
Yeah.
getting any readings that are going to just like throw everything off. But as far as like you guys use the REM pods and all that, I don't use
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Because there's, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I just think that there's so much that can get in the way because anything sets it off,
Exactly. And when I usually use it, but I hardly like the one time we're like, oh, I don't know if you saw our Bobby Mackey's episode, but we're like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's going off. It was the freaking like the CB radio from the train. So like at that we had to debunk it, right? So and one time it happened, and it was Wi-Fi. Like so every time I've used REM pod, it's never just gone off. Like for no reason. Like it's always been some outside factor, like Wi-Fi. Like even the EMF, I do have an EMF reader. A lot of times it's like the Beck House, for example, we realized it was like the Wi-Fi, like because it was pointed that direction, right? So, but yeah, so we and I do the spirit box and stuff. That one, I mean, like, who knows, really? Like, it's because it's obviously a radio, but I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I love it because as the only person I've seen actually use this because they do the Faraday cage. You've heard of that, where you could put that over your equipment so it blocks out outside EMF. And Joe's the only one I've seen that's used the bags, and I thought that was awesome. So this way, at least you're getting something. There could be something real to it.
Yeah,
I think it would be great if a lot more people would actually use that. If you're going to use all of the gadgets, this way, it give you, and Joe is so thorough. That's why I love him too.
Yeah.
That we learn a lot from him, and I think it must have been awesome to hang out with him and the rest of the gang. That's actually my next question. What was it like investigating the Conjuring house with Joe and the gang?
Yeah. It was really cool. I've met Joe twice before, so like in person. So I met him like 3 years ago, I think, in Tahoe, Nevada for an event. I went as like a guest for that one. And then Virginia City, I was one of like the teams to help. I was a part of the event, and he was there too for that. So I met him twice. So he's really, really cool. Don's awesome too.
I always call him the famous Joe Fatale.
Yeah. So it was really cool. He's really like down to earth too. Like he has obviously a lot of like tech knowledge and stuff, but like he's like so like easy to hang out with.
Regular Joe.
Just like it really like it. I mean, I know I've known Joe for going on 5 years, like something like that. You know what I mean? Like on YouTube and chat and stuff. So like it really just felt like we were just hanging out. Like that's really all it was. Same with Dawn. Like I mean, I just met, obviously I met Dawn same time frame, like around the same time Joe, like within that year. Same thing. And
they're so sweet together, and then trying to embarrass you, Don, but they're so sweet together, and I love it that they got engaged.
Yeah. And then like Side Eye Guy, like so normal. Like it was just like, okay, literally, I don't understand. It felt great to investigate. Like it was just really cool. I don't know. Yeah.
Is he as big as he looks on? He looks like a big man.
He's shorter than Ron, but not by much. Okay. And Ron's 6'3".
He just looks like a big, solid,
yeah,
big, solid guy. I was thinking, damn, he's big.
Yeah.
And I kept teasing him because when you guys had him in the basement, he kept smacking his head. I said, they had to get you a helmet.
I know. That's Ron's problem when he's on location.
Did he go down there too and hit his head?
I can't remember if he hit his head, but like even our basement in our own house, he can't stand up. He has to duck. So, and I barely, like I'm just fit in our basement. So yeah, the joys of being tall.
Being that tall, right? Poor guys.
So
I know you don't want to talk much about The Conjuring because you've got, video to come out, and so does everybody else, but was it everything that you expected?
I went in not knowing what to expect. I've never seen the movies because I'm a walking contradiction when it comes to paranormal, or actually horror movies in general. So I don't like them. So I like fantasy stuff, and I like werewolves and vampires and like monster stuff. But like horror movies, like I'm not big on slasher movies, so I've never seen
Me either.
And it's funny because I'm like, it's because like I don't like watching paranormal movies because it's real compared to like, but I'll go into a house that's haunted and I'm fine. So I don't understand it. I don't know why. So I've never seen the movie. So I obviously I've heard some stories about the place. Obviously I watched Joe's documentary. So like I didn't know what to really expect. It was smaller than the outside smaller, looks smaller than it is because it's actually pretty big. But I don't know, like I don't want to give away too much, but it's definitely not what they say. Like it's definitely not like the movies. So that's all.
Right.
I don't want to get too much.
When I talked to Joe too, it's the same thing. I think it's more that the property has something going on than the house itself.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of people have been in there, and of course, you know, Hollywood, they blow it all up, and I don't believe any of that stuff. And then when you read all of like, you know, the documentation, and then the times that other people have been there, it's either been proven to be faked, or it's just not what you think it is.
Yeah.
And it would be. Did you guys actually go around the grounds itself and do anything?
We weren't allowed to go out after dark. So
really?
Yeah. So we were allowed to like leave it if someone had to go smoke or something, but like outside the house, obviously. But yeah, so yeah.
That's another thing. The rules that you guys pay, you should have been able to run through there naked. I'm sorry.
I don't know. We were on camera because they have like obviously they're recording it, right, for evidence and stuff too. So
because it's ridiculous. And then there's so many restrictions. Yeah, I got to give you guys credit because I would not have paid that with all the limitations.
My reasoning behind it was like a once in a lifetime opportunity,
right?
Really, and that's why like I knew I'm not gonna go back. Like I knew this is like able to investigate with Joe, Don, and Side Guy, and like Joe's son. Like it was like that in itself was kind of like a once like who knows when. I mean, Joe, I can see me investigating more, but like Side Guy, he lives far away.
Right, so far away. Oh yeah, I would have been there in a heartbeat too. They would have been. It would have been just awesome.
So it was like that was part of it. Plus, it was like my 40th birthday, like just like after the trip. So kind of like in my brain, that was kind of like my birthday thing. So that's how I justified it.
Your birthday present.
Basically, a very expensive birthday present.
There you go. Yeah, I remember 40. And my husband goes, yeah. It's okay. Yeah, we remember the 40. Now, another thing is you do the Estes method a lot. Do you find that you get a lot more results using that than anything else that you do?
Oh, anything else? I was gonna say, like, if I just had the spirit box running, not necessarily, because I feel like with the Estes, it like I can focus more. So that's probably why I hear a little bit more coming through the headphones.
Right.
But I wouldn't say I get more evidence from the spirit box, like the Estes method. Because sometimes it makes literally no sense, whatever we're saying. But then we've had instances where it's like our back house, we had Karina, she did sensory depth and she like answered like, and she couldn't hear us. And then Ron did the same thing. So, so it was like, so it's hard to say, but like really who knows if really it's like with any piece of equipment, like with anything, right? Like we're experimenting, we're trying to figure out, you know what I mean? So I don't know if I necessarily get more. I get a lot of disembodied voices, or for me personally,
right.
The camera does sometimes picks them up, sometimes they don't, or sometimes the camera will pick it up and I don't even hear it too. So there's that.
Yeah, I can't stand the noise. It drives me insane.
Yeah, I'm actually okay.
I'm like, no.
It relaxes me actually.
Oh, does it? No, I can't stand it. But like, I get it. You say you could pick up things maybe clearer because it's, it's
Yeah, you're more.
enclosed.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's actually, and then with the question that Wendy's got there, she wants to know with all the controversy, have you gotten any feedback from the owners
No,
on
nothing yet.
any?
I haven't given my video there because they have to review it. But I haven't edited it yet, so I haven't even given it to them. So far, everything has been fine. So, like, I don't know.
Right. Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
because everything that's been going on. I mean, actually, there's another one of the questions I was going to ask you. I mean, what is, in your opinion, or how do you feel about it? All the stuff that's going on, actually involving those two, because I'm not going to name any names. We all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And all actually just fakers in general. I mean, what do you think that the impact is that their material and behavior has upon the rest of us?
I mean, it discredits what we're trying to do. So I find that because obviously like people are going to be watching like someone where they like a chair gets flown across the room or whatever, they're going to like be more drawn to that, so they'll think that's real. And then when there's the real investigators out there like me, like us, and our videos don't have things flying across the room or doing whatever, and then they're not going to really watch us, so they're not actually seeing the real paranormal. So I feel like it like devalues what we're doing and not discredits us necessarily, but like it just kind of makes us seem like who cares? So they're not even watching the real stuff where because they want to watch the fake stuff. And I feel like that is like that's my opinion on it. I think, yeah. So
Yeah, I know. I totally agree. Yeah, it makes us feel, less than.
exactly, or like seem less than. Obviously,
Yeah.
like obviously with our community, like we're very lucky to be a part of the community we are a part
Oh,
of, because
yes.
we got so much supporters. But yeah, it just sucks because like, and then going after people who are trying to prove them wrong too sucks too. So it's just a messy situation.
And yes, it is. And it's hard, because I don't really like any of the drama and all of that garbage, but it's really hard. I mean, I've said a couple of things, put out a couple of statements, but how can you not? Because
Yeah.
they're attacking all of us.
Hmm.
And then they're going after the debunkers, who are pretty much the paranormal policemen. And if
Yeah.
it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even know half of what was going on.
I know it's funny because Crow, for example, because he's my he was I mean he's been my biggest supporter, but I run new channels by him now because I'm like, are they real? Because I've got sucked in a long time ago by a channel that I thought was real, and like some people will know who I'm talking about in this chat. So, but so I thought was real, and then this is like going back almost 5 years ago, and then but now Crow is like my buffer, or not my buffer, but my kind of like my yeah, it's okay, Cassie, you can like watch them or like collab or whatever, right? Because I'm always afraid because I don't I just investigate. Like I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's very obvious people are faking, but sometimes it's not. And Mike
Oh,
is
yeah.
yes. Mike,
Yeah, because
so
we've all been, we've all been there, because same thing. I'd ask, or Wendy and I talk a lot. So I'd be like,
yeah,
Wendy, or she'll say, have you seen this? Or if I asked her, have you seen this? Or what do you know about them? Or yeah,
yeah,
same thing. Crow, what's this? Or you go by the list that a lot of the debunkers will put out,
yeah,
watch this person, that person. Because
yeah,
yeah, you can look at some stuff and saying like, wow. And then,
yeah,
and I have to, they get, total applause from me, because how they pick this stuff up. And of course, it helps if you do know about editing and all of that, so you know
yeah,
the tricks of the trade. But I would have never have known it if the Crow and them didn't point it out.
yeah,
They'll be like, well, this or that. So now we're open.
yeah,
We can say, okay, wait a minute now, and then we're looking for those things.
exactly, yeah,
So it's a fantastic help. But
yeah,
excuse me, as far as the thing, I mean, it's no matter what we do, the drama's going to be there.
exactly, yeah,
No matter what's going on with the other two there, I agree with everybody else. Take Kenny Biddle up on his offer.
hmm,
And if he passed the test, then, all right.
yeah,
But, we all know that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And I feel bad, for other people that are involved with those two, because, their names are being slung through the mud, and they're
hmm,
not even involved in it.
hmm,
And it's too bad. It really is. Um, let's see here. We did all this. As far as your hubby,
Mhm.
does he get involved in any of the investigating, or is he just your film guy?
I mean, he investigates. He'll ask questions and stuff. So definitely now. Before he was like, I mean, I forced him to, like, if I was in sensory debt, like going back 3 years ago, he had to because he was the only one with me. So which is funny. If you watch our very first videos, it's like, or like first, yeah, 2 videos on the channel, it's like him asking. So it's just really funny. We've all made big changes in growth, but yeah, no, he's really involved, especially since Virginia City. Like, he does all the filming. He's gotten like all my B-roll from the Beck house, the last video I just had out. Yeah, so the last video I just had out, he did all the footage for that. So how I did I edited the intro, and then he did it all. So like all the filming of it. So he's really drastically like upped his game when it comes to like videoing. But yeah, he does. He will ask questions or like that type of thing. So he is involved now.
Really get involved. Well, that's good. That's good. That's funny because you always think, oh, there's
Yeah.
poor Ron behind the camera, just
Yeah.
Or you could be like my husband and just only get involved when he feels like it, or
Yeah.
because he's like, well, whatever. Because my husband, very skeptical.
Mhm.
So he questions everything, or he'll say, well, no, this is what this is, and that's why him and my husband and Kenny would get along great because they pretty much dissect the crap out of everything.
Yeah.
And let's see, Don says Kenny has said that no one who has done the preliminary test has passed it yet. That can scare people too, but if you think you're legit, then why not do it or try? I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
If you are claiming that you are real, then you have nothing to hide.
Mm-hmm.
And and then I know they're getting into, why do we need to prove it to you?
Mm-hmm.
Because just like we have to prove what we do, because no matter what you put out on YouTube, it's going to be picked apart by somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and like the most of us, I haven't put any videos out yet because there really isn't anything worth looking at. But I changed that up this year. I'm going to be putting out, no matter if there's not a lot to look at, I'm going to put it out anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
My editing skills are 0. So you are getting it raw, guys. It'll be raw footage. That is it.
Yeah.
Until I learn how to figure it all out. I mean, I'm still struggling with thumbnails.
That I am not.
And I'm tech savvy, but
thumbnails are a whole other ball game because I'm not like all I do is literally for my thumbnails, because I don't do all like the crazy stuff. I just take a picture that I took like with my phone, because I use my phone for B-roll and like thumbnails, like pictures.
Right.
And I just take that, put it into Canva. I put like a filter over it, so it's like blue, usually more of a blue hue. Take some font, slap it on. That's my thumbnail. Because I don't know how to make it look good, so I just keep it basic.
No, I'm good at that. You've seen the ones that I put out, and I've played around with them.
Yeah.
Just to get it on there is where it's the pain in my butt. I just
it
doesn't want to work. I'm gonna have to take a crash course.
Yeah.
Like I say, we have to prove what we put out there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are claiming that you can speak to the dead,
mm-hmm.
and we want proof. Nobody's just going to take you at face value.
Yeah.
I mean, because if that's the case, we might as well just, okay, well, forget it. They've already, they've proven what we're all looking for.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think no matter what they do or what anybody does, unless you can prove it with documentation, people are going to rip it apart, and it's pretty much just put your big boy pants on and go forward.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. And
yeah,
because some of this stuff has just been wicked nasty, and I'm thinking, these are grown-ups. What is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get caught up here. Mike, I got behind on the chat somehow. So I don't know. Because I don't know. Excuse me. Actually, I didn't really know. I know he said part of the test would pretty much be like a laboratory experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know exactly what that testing would be, but I pretty much said, yeah, laboratory environment. all, neutral people there, scientists, wire them up for muscle movement.
Yeah.
They could put those little electrodes on you and find out if you're moving anything, and if it's truth, it's truth. And so why are they taking the attitude, well, I don't need to prove anything? Well, if you're making this claim, then yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's just the bottom line. Let's see, we did all of that. Now, as far as because you have kids, I know you got kids.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Mom, about Mom doing what she does?
I think they're young enough to think that I'm cool. So they all really like what I do. My oldest daughter does want to come on an investigation with me. She kind of has. So when we did the screaming tunnels going on 3 years ago, she came along with us, but she sat way, way back in a lawn chair and just watched us film. She didn't even make a noise. And it's a really funny story about that situation because so she's sitting down, we're filming, doing whatever, we're in the tunnel. She's far away from the tunnel. We're finishing up and we walk over back to her and she's like, yeah, I saw a skunk. It walked in front of her and she didn't even make a noise. She just sat there and had a skunk walk by her. So she's hilarious. But I told her don't make any noises. So she didn't make a noise, especially with a skunk walking by her. So my oldest definitely wants to tag along eventually. So we'll have to I had to figure that out, kind of logistics and what location I can bring. Cause I also don't want to, depending on the location, I don't necessarily want to open up them to step on in an investigation. I don't know, you know what I mean? As long as I know it's a safe place. Because oh, so funny because my dog, so my dog is not showing up because Ron's not sitting beside
Ron's not there. This is Athena, everybody. Okay, you said hello, go away.
Oh, I love the name. But we've had experience in our house that my kids have experienced too. I had to clear our house. I don't know if I brought someone home from a location or exactly what, but we've had experiences. And then it got it wasn't bad experiences, but it was happening too often and scaring the kids. So then I had to clear the house. So, and we've had nothing since I cleared it. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah, we've had so this happened last summer. She didn't tell me until months and months and months later, months and months later, but she saw a black shadow figure walk in between bedrooms and she started crying and didn't come and get us. And I'm like, Lily, she's 13. So she probably was trying to act like the big, a big kid. And that happened. My daughter, I've seen stuff. I saw a man in the corner of my bedroom. I've seen some stuff. So it was getting to the point where it was okay, time to clear. So with my kids, I don't know if they necessarily bring them on location yet. They are pretty young because they range between almost 16 to almost 9. So I have 5 kids. So, but they love what I do. Yeah. So
they find it interesting.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't know. I don't. My son, I don't know. I never really asked him. What do you think, Joseph, about what I do? Whatever. That's what I get. Whatever. Whatever, Mom. That's about it. I don't know if he'd ever, would ever do anything like that with me, but of course I've never asked. He probably has no time. And if anybody has any questions for Cassie, just shoot them out. And I'm sure she'll be willing to answer.
The skunks in Canada are huge. So there's the thing. I don't know if they're huge. I mean, they're normal size, I think, aren't they? Then again, I've only ever seen skunks in Canada, so.
All right. Actually, Bill, it's Carbs and Coffee. Bill wanted to know what part of Canada you were from.
Oh, Southern Ontario. So I'm basically 20 minutes from Niagara Falls. I was born in Niagara Falls. So I grew up there, and I live actually right now, I live 5 minutes from the border to Buffalo. So, yeah. Yeah,
that's what I told him. I said, you were close to Buffalo, but I wasn't sure how far.
5 minutes. So, if there's no way at the border, I can be in West Seneca in 20 minutes.
Wow.
Right there.
So you're just right there.
Right. I'm yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just step over the line and there you are.
basically, yeah, I just go over the Peace Bridge and I'm there. So 5 minutes from the
Jeez.
border. So
Don says that we went urban exploring with Kenny and tried to find the old mines near the Bel Air house. The guy has no fear and he is funny. Yeah, it looks like he's all ready to run and get in.
yeah,
Just like with the side eye guy. I loved it when he saw the shadow and he just took off like a shot. I'm thinking, finally, somebody is just, I'm not
yeah,
playing, I'm running after you.
yeah, yeah,
Because normally they all scream and run away. And
yeah,
I'll be, complaining as at the video saying, you're there for that reason. Why
yeah,
are you running out of the house?
yeah, yeah.
And they all do it. Okay, Mike wants to know, what is your dream location?
I mean, if I like had unlimited money, Scotland probably, like going to the UK, Loch Ness, like
Nice.
Scotland. Just like I would go to all the castles. Like how that was probably that. Or you know what, Virginia City. I want to go back to Virginia City so bad. Like it won't happen this year, maybe next year, but like I want to go there so bad.
I don't blame you. Sky Talker.
So
Blue
excited
haired
to.
can uh, Cassie, you should check out the old Fort Niagara sometime.
Yeah, that's over the border. I think I don't know if it's Niagara Falls, New York, but like it's just over the border. There is there's some forts here, like Old Fort Erie, which I had experiences there. We did contact Fort George, which is in Niagara on the Lake, Ontario, but they won't allow filming investigation. But you can go on the investigation, like a private one, but you can't like release it, and it's like $400 or something. So it's a lot of money, not really to, other than just experience it. And then, but they said to call Old Fort Erie, and that was on TV. So I don't know. We did we want to be in a fort investigating. I don't know how much it'll be, but that's our goal. But yeah. Okay. So investigating in Colorado, I would love to go anywhere.
Yeah. Would you ever think of going to Arizona? There's a lot in Arizona.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like Arizona, like, I mean, any haunted location, like I'll go. So.
Is it the Monroe Castle? It's haunted and affordable.
Oh, where is that?
I don't know.
We'll go. If it's affordable.
Okay, Cult Life, where is that? And she wants to go. Where is it?
Yeah. My list, I have to find I have a binder of all my locations that I made it 3 years ago when I started my channel. And yeah, I have to cross some stuff off my list, but now I have so much more to add to my list.
Yeah, because no matter where you go, what state.
Yeah.
Oh, he said it's in Scotland.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would die to get to Scotland. Oh, I would love it.
Okay, yeah, because he says if you'd like to meet up, right, that's where he's from. You're gonna meet up there, and you guys could do it together. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Miss Wendy, any thoughts on coming back to the Northeast?
100%. We want to go back because when we went, we kind of only really had time, obviously, to the Conjuring House. We kind of went to Salem. I mean, we did, but like it was not like for a long period of time. So we want to go back that direction, and really, it's not that far from us. Like it's Salem. When I googled Salem from our house, it's like 7.5 hours. So like I would go because I love to go to like Connecticut, like Vermont, Massachusetts, like all those. So
Let's see. Mike says that there's some there's great places in Arizona.
yeah.
The gentleman I have on the show, you guys probably seen a couple of them. Kale, he was a lead investigator for the Arizona TAPS group out there.
Oh, okay.
They had some great experience out there. I'll be having him on again. There's just so many stories and so many places out there that are great to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like he says, the abandoned mines and all that. Yeah, those are great. Yeah, I want to have him on again so he could just go through some of those more of those experiences so you guys can see. I'll never make it there, but at least I can live it, through him.
Yeah.
Let's see, what are we missing? Jaya says there's a lot of amazing castles in Scotland. I'd love
Yeah.
to go to Scotland. And of course, that's the same. I know, Wendy, the same story. She's trying to get me on a plane. I told her she has to knock me out first. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I came close one time, but yeah. Let's see. Don says, yeah, maybe we'll go back to Salem. See, I would go there because it's close by.
Yeah. And like Salem, like when we went, obviously it was off season, but it was so busy. So I could not imagine what October or like the fall. Like I could not imagine how busy.
Right. Yeah, she doesn't. Well, she's going to try one way or the other to get me to go. She wants me to go to the UK, and I would love to because I love the history. It's actually in our family lineage, so I would like to explore all of that.
Yeah.
And just even if I wasn't doing any investigating, just the history alone and the buildings, the architecture and everything is amazing.
Yeah.
And so just this trip alone for that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see, Dawn, we have permission to stay in a cool place in Salem because my family heritage is connected to the witch trials. Oh, Dawn, connected to the witch trials. Yeah, you have to go out in off season.
Yeah.
So Dawn's been hiding some stuff on us.
So, I mean, I know some inside information. Yeah, no, the spring we have like so many trips next year planned. Not so many, but like 2 big ones planned for Florida. So it's like I have to but those are our kids are going along with those 2. Our problem is babysitting, so we had to try and find babysitters when we have to go on trips. So
dang, family discounts are paying off. Actually, Janet, it is a good road trip. We've been that way before, but I've never made it all the way Salem. And I would love to go there. It's pretty amazing. I've watched a lot of documentaries on all of that, and it's just again the history. That's a lot. That's excuse me. That's what drives me about a lot of the places that I'd like to go is just the history itself.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, and I know that you get that too. Like when you went to the winery, which is one of my favorites. That was an incredible place.
Yeah, that was like that location. I've heard of it because obviously being from the area, like in that Niagara region. But like it was so good there, and like our experience there was pretty awesome. So,
Wendy, we're gonna get you somewhere. I just came back home. It wasn't far, but it was, I know. I'd love to go to Transylvania. That's Wendy, or Romania. Well, aren't you supposed to be taking a bunch of trips, Wendy? Add that to the list. So, that's it. Again, the history is just amazing.
Yeah.
Even when you were doing, when you released the video on the winery, the barn, I would live in the barn for God's sakes. It was just amazing.
I wish I knew about that when I got married, because that would have been like such a pretty place to get married at. Because it was so like, I love that, but it was like
when you guys in the barn. I'm thinking, holy mackerel!
Yeah,
just as good as the house.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay, I want to pop back at the side-eye guy. He was a riot. He really was. Did he say it? Because I'll probably doubt ever get him on here. Did he ever say he would come back and do stuff with you guys again?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He said that he would want to investigate with us again. So, I mean, obviously the problem was like the travel part of it. Right. So,
right. So, okay. So he just really enjoyed it. And it seemed like you guys actually kind of made him, tilt around the fence there. Because I know that, he's the usual, well, I don't believe it until you prove it. But, I think maybe you guys have opened his eyes up a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, like, it's hard to say. Like, at least for like the Oh, I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. But yeah, no, I think he liked investigating with us, so that was great.
Well,
So,
yeah, because you guys look like you had a great time. So
yeah,
hopefully,
it was so good. It felt so natural, all of us together. Like,
yeah, that was hysterical. I made that one comment on the picture of all you guys, and it shows him behind Joe with the mask on.
yeah,
And I put on there, Joe, look out, there's a ghost behind you. And oh, wait a minute, it's Side-Eye Guy.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's just so white.
yeah, yeah.
It's creepy. That thing creeps me out. It really does.
Yeah. Oh, Carbs and Coffee has a question. Ever heard of Fiddler's Ghosts in Dutchess Country? Can't say I have.
No, elaborate, Bill. I haven't heard of that either.
Yeah. Where exactly?
Right.
Well, Dutchess, like, country.
Dutchess.
Do you mean Holland, or do you mean like I guess Pennsylvania has a lot of county.
Around here, Bill? I'm not sure. Oh, Athena, stop.
Oh, New York. No, I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm like,
I'm gonna look that one up.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that either, Bill. I have a list of stuff just in a general area that I want to tackle this summer.
Mm-hmm.
But that one, we'll have to check that one out. Let me write that one down.
Oh, Southern New York.
Fiddler's Ghost. Huh. I'll have to check that out and see what I come up with online. It's Southern New York. Okay. Dutchess County. It's a bridge?
Oh, okay.
Need to wrangle Brother Crow into a paranormal experience. I know, we got to get our hands on him and get him out.
I know. Oh, that's my goal. No, we're going to Florida next year, so we're gonna. Yeah, I don't know.
You guys are gonna have to pull him away from the hot dog stand and get him out there.
Yeah.
Hi, Fantastique. I see you popping in. I know, because he needs to get out more. That's what we all got to gang up on him. He needs to get out more. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's such a good guy, though. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this Bill says that supposedly you can hear him playing his fiddle. Really?
That's interesting.
Interesting. What is this? I'll get Crow an O2 clean air bottle so he won't have any. Oh, oh, I know. I have the same problem, allergies. Yeah, but they have allergy medicine. He can suck it up like the rest of us. Crow can run and stand where you investigate. Run a stand. Free hot dog with every fright.
Oh my gosh.
Here we're talking about him. He's not being on here.
I know.
And then I'll hear something from him like 2 days later. Oh, it was a good show.
Yeah.
Because he's always on vampire hours.
He is. Yeah. I never know when he's awake. So
that's what it is. Like sometimes I'll wake up, oh God, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I check my phone and there he is. And I'm thinking, when does this guy sleep?
Yeah, I know.
When does he sleep?
I don't know.
I don't know. Wendy knows. Wendy, when does he sleep?
Yeah.
Because she's always talking to him. But yeah, we have to lure him out with a hot dog with mayonnaise on it. And Crow in his lives, 3:15. Yeah, 3:15. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, we're not going to make it. I'm rolling over at 3:15.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind being on YouTube.
Oh, like when we were live, when we were at the bed and breakfast, like not the bed and breakfast, the like Airbnb, when we were at the Conjuring house, like in that investigation, I fell asleep on the couch, and everyone was so live, and I so I'm like I'm not a night owl, like not like I used to.
Oh, I know. I used to be up all night and then could go to work.
Oh.
Now I'm lucky I make it to 11:30.
I know I try so hard, but now with my job and stuff, it's just yeah, it's harder. I need to
Well,
be awake.
you have a full plate there. You got 5 kids, work, and you're doing this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after the editing and all that other stuff, yeah, it's like, where do you find the time to stay? Let's see. I was surprised to see him on Josh's live early today.
Oh, I missed Josh's live because I was my son is started rugby, so I was at like the first little rugby practice. So
Oh, what time was that on? Because I missed it too.
it was like in the afternoon. It was like I think it was pretty much the exact time I was gone.
Oh, I might have been on the road on the way home. So that's why. And like I said, I didn't get a chance to check anything. I just hurried up, grabbed what I could to bring it into my house. And then, like I said, I just hurried, turned the computer on, and here I am. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, 12:30.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was getting ready to go because I had a client today earlier, and then I had to take him. So yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, and then that's what I do in the evening. I catch up on everything that I missed.
Yeah.
During the day, or everybody starts to go live at the same time, and I'm like, okay, and you're popping in from one to the next to the next.
I know. I've had like been on my iPad and on my phone at times. It's like it's like watching. Okay.
And you're trying to, and because I have terrible arthritis, so typing for me is just horrible. Mm-hmm. So usually I'm talking into my phone and letting it do all the typing. So then when you're trying to say hi to everybody, I just keep hitting the little hand because I just can't do everybody's names.
No.
So just let everybody know, I love you guys. And it's not that I don't want to say your name. It's just easier for me just to hit the button.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Bill. So it's, how do you pronounce it? Strasbourg? That's it. Strasbourg, New York. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out. Maybe George will be up for a road trip. And I do want to go back to, because we have a place here, the Risky Battlefield. I want to go back there. Because they say that they hear things there. I was there once last year, and we really didn't get anything. Hi, Joe. Welcome.
Hello, Joe.
His ears must have been burning.
Definitely. So that location is 5.5 hours away from me.
Oh, so it's doable for you.
Yeah, it's like towards Rochester, Albany.
Oh, okay.
Closer to Connecticut, actually. Kind of. Like in that, like, yeah.
Okay, yeah, in that kind of area. So yeah, they would be
like that direction, yeah.
4 or 5 hours for me as well. Because we're in the central New York area, right at the foothills of the Adirondacks. So we're in the middle of everything. So it's a few hours each direction. So it's Joe Catali. Hi, Mr. Joe. If you want to join in, let us know. And I will send you the invite. Because we were talking about you and the lovely Dawn. I love the way that they investigate. And like I said, that's why I asked you what it was like to do the investigation, because it's different. It is different. And I think it was Joe that said it. You put like the mother's touch to it.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't. Anybody that has kids or is a mother is going to understand that, I think.
Yeah.
As far as where Joe's very technical.
Yeah.
Straight to the point. Bill said it's 3 hours for us. Oh, that's not too bad then. I'll have to check it out when it gets warmer out. We're gonna have to take a ride. I have to take. You want to go, Bill? We'll go too. You can go too. Load everybody up in the truck and we'll go. Zach's family lives close. We're out there near Cooperstown. Oh yeah, Cooperstown is not too far from us either. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's with the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame. I think that's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not too far from us. We go there. Because my husband used to be into baseball and all of that stuff. So I amused him and I went. But
yeah.
Bill says I'm in. All right, Bill, if you're in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's let's see what we're missing. I just want to make sure we're not missing anybody's questions. No, I think we got everybody's question.
Yeah.
Any more questions, guys? Just spit them out. I don't want to give
Oh,
anybody what.
Mike might go to say that they're going to be up in Herkimer County, New York. Where is that?
We are going to be up in Herkimer County this summer, I believe. Really?
Hmm.
Oh, where are you going to investigate, Mike? Because that's not too far from us either.
I'm like, oh, that's only 3 hours and 40 minutes away from me.
You got to tell us where you're going to be.
Oh,
Herkimer
Herkimer
Court.
Court.
Oh, la, 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 Herkimer Quartz. The diamond mine? Is that where you're going? I was there once.
That's cool if that's the case. But Mike, you're going to be so close to us. Like, or at least.
Well, actually, yeah, we're all. That's where is that where he's going? That's it, because you get crystals and stuff there at the Herkimer Diamond Mine. That's where you're going?
Digging dirt.
Digging the dirt. Yeah, that's where he's going. The Herkimer Diamond Mines. Oh wow, they ain't too far from us.
No.
Wow. I live about 15 minutes from Herkimer Diamonds. It's cool there. Oh my goodness. Everybody's pretty well close. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
We should find a location there and just all meet up.
Yeah. Or I'll go for dinner. Like, we're like pretty close. I mean, yeah. But like 3.5 hours road trip, Wendy says. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And see, I don't have to fly. I don't have to fly, Wendy. I can get there in one piece.
Yeah.
I went there, oh God, it was years ago. And yeah, I didn't find anything in the dirt. So we ended up going to Howe Caverns instead. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. Of course, the locals here would heard of Howe's Caverns. That is an amazing experience. So if you ever come down this way, Cassie, you got to go to Howe Caverns.
Okay.
Oh my God. You can't believe what is under the ground. And they you take the tour, you go through all it, would see everything, it's all under there. And then there's water under there, and you take a boat ride. And then they take you down so far, and they shut the lights off to let you know how dark it was for them guys to dig all that stuff out. Wow. I have never in my life been anywhere where there is absolutely no light.
Wow.
You hold your hand up in front of your face, you couldn't even see it. It was really creepy.
Oh, wow.
Wicked creepy. So if you ever get the chance, you got to check it out.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're because we're going to Kentucky in 1 week today. Actually, we leave for Kentucky, but we're not doing ghost. We might do a ghost thing. It might not be a ghost thing. We're not 100% sure. But there is some mind tours, or like what we're going to be doing. Dawn probably will be able to tell us to go to a good one if Dawn's here.
Right.
But so yeah, but we're like because I saw like there's like boats you can take into like like a cave. Yeah, a cave.
So yeah, Mike's gonna come all this way for the. I got lots of box of rocks.
Yeah.
You know where you have to dig. When you go there and you dig, you don't dig where they tell you to dig. They have up at the top ridge, it's all taped off with that yellow tape. That's where you go. You sneak up there because that's where you're gonna find the crystals. Because when I went with a friend, you're hammering away at rocks. It's like 80 to 90 degrees out. You're hammering away, you find nothing. And I was watching this guy and his kids went up on the ridge where they had it taped off. Yeah. And the kids are going, oh, I found. They were coming down with handfuls of stuff.
Wow.
I said, see how it is?
Yeah. Oh my.
They're keeping the real stuff away from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, rock merch, Wendy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, that's so cool.
Now, what did you say that your next one is going to be? I forgot what you said. No, it's not a museum.
Movie theater.
A movie theater.
Yes.
Can you fill us in on what the story is behind the movie theater?
No clue. It's basically the whole town of Ridgeway is pretty much haunted because, the history there, the Battle of War of 1812, there was a Battle of Ridgeway, which happened after the Civil War. So a lot of battlegrounds in that area. So I don't know yet. Okay, so this is one thing about me and people don't know. I go in blind to locations. So I don't really like knowing the history necessarily until after the fact. I kind of like to know, like, I don't want to ask, I don't know how to put, like, I just like going in blind. So like I used to do a lot more of like, oh, what's this location? But
Right.
even in locations, we didn't know, like, because like, for example, Cutawin Mansion in Selkirk, Ontario, that location, they didn't promote it as a haunted location. Like they do have ghost, like public ghost hunts, and that's how I found out about it. But they didn't advertise it. Like if you look up the history, there's nothing about ghosts, and there's some locations and like the ghost stories of the place, right? So with Conwood Mansion, like I went in blind. I didn't know really like who haunted it or what the stories were. The lady who did the tour for us when we first got there for me and Reese, she did tell us about the family and some instances that happened, but like that's all we kind of really knew. So this movie theater, I don't really know. They have experiences there. I don't know what they are because it's my so the two ladies, Karina and Amanda, who we did the investigation with at Hansberger. Amanda was my connection to that location, and we're going to investigate again with them. So Amanda, so I'll probably find out end of this month more of the story behind it. But I'm assuming it's some type of like related to like Battle of Ridgeway or who even know, or just people who lived on that property or in that town, right? So
yeah, that's the way I like to do it too, go in blind, because I think it's contaminated when you know too much, because then you're expecting something. So I think it's so much better than you just go in there, like I said, like you do, the seat of your pants, and then you find out after the fact what's going on. Like with the house that I've been trying to get into, all I know is it was built in the early 1800s and one of the first homes on this lake, and so that's all I want to know until I find out, and going through and see if I pick up anything, and then find out the rest of the story. So but yeah, I don't know. Have you ever had that problem where you gonna go on a location? I think everybody has. Let's see, the first time all the batteries go dead, or something. It's just one thing after another, and I'm thinking maybe I'm just not supposed to go in there.
Well, the back house. So Reese and I went there over 2 years ago. It would have been like 2 years ago, Boxing Day, like a day after Christmas, when we went. So that was like a long time ago. So we rebooked it. Like obviously we just investigated there in March, but we had initially booked it for January, but a storm rolled through. And because of where that location is, like you never know what the weather is going to be, because you could be in like a full blown blizzard and not like, it's like bad. So when we were like, it's just really hard to say. And like Fort Erie, where we live, we get really bad storms. Like not this past Christmas, the Christmas before, our whole town got like the highway shut down. Like it was really, really bad. So like you never know. So that really was disappointing because we're like, oh crap, we have to like reschedule. And then it happened. So, I mean, that was only really one instance where it was like that. But yeah, we haven't had too many locations where it's really tried to stop us from investigating it. Just slowed us down, basically.
Right. Well, especially because you guys travel a long ways, so it would be terrible that you pay the money, you travel all that ways, and then something happens. And I'm sure that does happen.
Yeah, and get stuck because it's about almost a 3-hour drive to the back house. So
right.
So yeah.
So yeah, if you'd had to have to go through all that and then come home empty-handed, pretty much.
Exactly. Yeah. And out the money.
That's pretty much what. Well, thank God this place is free. Everywhere I go is pretty much free.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, because I don't have the big bucks to go to these big places.
We don't really either.
Not for nothing. I look at it. There's so many places, even probably where you are. Excuse me. So many places that you can go to that you don't have to pay, and they're not, famously known. Like all of the places, but I understand everybody has that bucket list. So I want to go there. Conjuring House, I want to go here because they're famous. Hi, Glenda. How are you? But it's even like I said, when I was speaking with, Kale and all of them about in Arizona, there's so many places out there. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
And they're well known to people. And I think every area has that where
Yeah.
you have stuff that's well known and take advantage of that first
Mm-hmm.
before, you stretch out.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of locations I've been to where we had to pay are because it's a hotel. So you rent the room, or like, because the back house is an Airbnb. So there's that, or like for Chase Manor, you're paying like, it's not outrageous prices, but it helps keep the house running. So I don't
Right.
feel bad when it's like helping. Like Cottonwood Mansion was expensive, but only because they're not used to, like, I was the first overnight team to investigate there, and they charged like what they would rent for a wedding, because that was the amount of time I was there. I was basically renting the house, right?
Right.
And but all that money goes right in back into the museum. So like there's instances like that
We
where I
actually
don't
don't
necessarily,
mind. Right.
yeah. And then there's some places like we know it's stupid expensive. So
Yeah, it is.
so yeah.
Because people were talking about that, or the price for that place. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, it went up a lot.
Like
Because I looked it up and I'm thinking, oh wow.
don't even like. Oh, well, I'll tell you later. But yeah, it's flipping expensive.
Well, I hope you got your money's worth out of it. I hope.
The experience altogether, I'll say yes. That's all I'll say.
Anyway, now you guys, you travel in like an RV or just
No,
regular.
I mean, we do have a camper. We always joked about like going on a road trip with all our kids, and we have a 12 passenger van. And then we pull our trailer with it if we need to go somewhere. But generally we just drive like our car or whatever if we don't have the kids. So, but yeah, no, we do a lot of, I mean, obviously it's cheaper to drive. So, I mean, obviously Virginia City, we flew because it's also faster to get there and
Right.
whatnot. But generally we drive, because like we're really close to, so like we're only 7.5 hours away from Kentucky. So, which is
Right.
like not that bad. You know what I mean? So
Not too
we're
bad.
around a lot of really cool places.
Yeah, you just got to hit up those and add them to
Yeah.
your list. Hi, Steve. Welcome. Actually, I don't know. I think it was, I don't know if it was on his show the other night that we were talking about. I don't know. I forgot what we were saying, but the prices of these, I get it. Donations, you don't mind.
Yeah.
And if the money is going back into the property to maintain it, you don't mind.
Yeah.
But a lot of them out there, it's just basic, you're feeding their pocket
Mm-hmm.
and they're taking advantage. And, it's a shame because I know there's a lot of places that people want to go. They just can't afford to do it.
Yeah.
And me, I'd hook up, like I said, I'd hook up the camper.
Yeah.
Save on hotel fees and just,
Yeah.
of course, they'll have some like crazy thing like, oh no, you can't put that up here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I just had an idea, but okay. I'm like, Octagon Hall, because like I don't want to sleep in Octagon Hall because it's just a thing, but I want to go there so bad. I'm like, we could drive our trailer down there, park on the property. But
yeah, well, I mean, if you ask ahead of time, probably, or
yeah,
even if
I mean,
you did drive, like, I mean, I don't know what kind of camper you have, but if it's just like your travel trailer, you could find out if there's like a campgrounds nearby.
Yeah,
and set up for the weekend there, and then this way it saves on the cost.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. The only problem is the gas to get to places is so expensive. So it's like you have to like weigh it out really. Because when we just did to go to a conjuring house, we drove our van, which is kind of funny because we went over the border. The border guard was like, "Is this your van?" Because there's only 2 of us in the van with a 12 passenger van, and we're like, "Yes, this is our van." Like, how many kids do you have? For like 5.
Enough.
I know. It was so weird that I was like, I guess there's probably 2 people in this big, huge van that we're driving over the border. It's not like a shady van. It's like a newer 2018, like Nissan 12 passenger van. So it's not like it was like a, you know what I mean? But it was kind of funny. But anyways, but we drove there and I think it cost us around like 300 Canadian for gas that trip. So like, And that was just driving our van and not pulling
Just
a
the
trailer.
van.
Yeah. So that would be
Oh,
even
yeah.
like double that. So mind you, that was
Yeah.
like 8-hour
You'd have
drive.
to,
So.
yeah, like you said, weigh it out between the cost of staying somewhere.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not for nothing. What is it? Like most places, even hotels, is like $3 something a night.
Sometimes,
So,
yeah.
and I've never done like an Airbnb, so I have no idea what those cost. But probably more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So
it depends on, yeah, it depends.
So that, that would be me. I'd say just hook up the camper. Let's roll it out. At least, you could be on the side of the road and set up. You can go anywhere with it. So
Yeah, true. Walmart.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I'm easy to please. I just park it over there. I'm okay.
Yeah.
So, but they would even be better, yeah, if you could park it on location.
Mm-hmm.
But then I noticed, like, because I think I even asked Joe that with you guys, going to the Conjuring house. As far as like the contracts, I go, was there anything like, insanely crazy as far as restrictions went? Like he said, only 2 of you could videotape.
Yes, yeah.
So, so that's why you did it the way you did it with Side Eye Guy.
Yeah.
I mean, not for nothing, the kind of money you're paying, and then they have to okay your video before you can release it. And then, like I said, then you couldn't even go outside. I mean, I don't know. That part I don't understand. The outside part I don't understand at all.
Well, they said bears, but then I was talking to somebody, I can't remember, and they're like, there's not bears near there. So I was like, oh, I'm like, I don't know then.
Well, depending on what kind of bear. I mean, most of them don't
like,
bother you. I mean, if it's grizzly, okay, I agree. Stay in the house.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure.
I know, because everybody gives us grief when we go up on the mountain there and they say, aren't you afraid of the bears? No, unless you got a pork chop tied around your neck, the bear don't care about you. They want your food and the garbage. They don't care about you.
I have a stupid fear of bears. Like, so we used to always go in the States near, I don't know if like near Ellicottville, New York. So we used to always go there, and we used to go like walking in like the forestry and stuff. And like they told me after the fact, like, yeah, there's bears out there, and I was like, oh, I'm like, but they're just like black bears, But it's still, I'm just like, yeah. No, thank you.
The only time when they're really cranky is in the spring.
Yeah.
And again, they're only after your garbage.
Yeah.
So as long as you follow the rules, and they're not going to bother you. I mean, I've never heard of anybody being mauled to death, but a bear up here at all.
Oh, okay.
Except for a couple of years ago, they broke into a candy store. The bear had a ball.
Oh my gosh!
It did it twice. Twice. Here they're thinking it's a human, and they find out that it was a black bear. Broke into the candy store, ate up all kinds of stuff. Can you imagine the sugar high?
Oh my gosh! Oh.
And because nothing else was taken. I mean, they didn't take the register. All the candy and goodies were just gone.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That's funny. Oh, Bill, mating season. Yeah. But again, I mean, you got to find, it's like I said, we have mostly black bears here. So
yeah.
I mean, they tell you don't feed them purposely because then it causes a problem. But
yeah.
As long as you follow the rules but yeah, I don't know what kind of bears they would have up. And that's Rhode Island, right?
Yeah, so it'd be black bears probably, but like
black bears. So I just think they're pulling your leg.
Maybe. I mean, that was on the form. So also Sasquatch too. So.
Oh, we'll see. Then I want. Well, they don't want you to discover Sasquatch because that's a different show there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Bill. Yes, black bears can be aggressive, but up here they don't bother anybody. I mean, I've had them walk right in front of me with cubs, and they just look at you and they go, "Well, whatever," and keep going.
Oh my gosh! Oh, thank you.
Just walk right past us, not a problem. Wendy goes, black bear attacked a woman walking her dog. That was after the dog. That's whatever they can think of as a food source.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying that they won't attack a person, but I've lived in this area almost my whole life and never ever have heard of anybody having an
Yeah.
issue with the bears only going after the food. So, like they say, if you follow the rules, the bears pretty much leave you alone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cocaine bear.
Oh my gosh.
My husband goes, yep, that's different. Jeez. They never find Bigfoot for some reason on these shows.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm questioning it. The up here about we might have a Bigfoot up here. Don't know.
I don't know.
What did you say, Carissa? Sightings of Sasquatch in Holland Patton.
Yeah, right.
When? Well, we're gonna have to take a trip to Barneville. Yeah. All right, you up to? Hey, Bill's up to catching Sasquatch. You got to be kidding me! Every time you turn around, I don't know. So that's what it is. I mean, for the future, there, Cassie. If we run out of paranormal, are we going to go on a Sasquatch hunt?
Why not?
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like there is like I can't remember what it's called, but there is like versions of like the Loch Ness for us over here too, right? In the lakes and stuff. So
right.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to go to Loch Ness so bad. I went to Scotland in general, but
yeah, Earth Grove. Let's go. That's right. I gotta look into that. Sasquatch in Barneville. That's a little far down the mountain there. My son goes, I wasn't there, so whatever. Oh, geez. Yeah, I agree. They can be aggressive. I don't know if it's just our area. They're just maybe used to people. Because they used to be the big thing when I was a kid. You'd go to the dump in Old Forge, New York, and the bears are all in there eating, the garbage, and you would feed them. Everybody would go, let's go watch the bears and feed the bears.
Oh my gosh.
And we've always done that. And but now nobody, you don't feed the bears now. But
yeah,
they've never bothered anybody here. So I don't, maybe just it could be the area. I don't know. And like I said, and you're, of course, you're in Canada. Do you guys have any issues with bears where you are?
Not where I am because I'm too far south. Like if you go more north, like more northern Ontario, it's funny because Ontario, it takes you like 24 hours to drive it, which is like insane. It's huge. But like when we say up north, we mean like 4 hours. So it's like, it's not like north Ontario, but like that's where bears are. I don't know. There's not really, I mean, it doesn't make our news if there's anything. So it's not really much. Like you will hear like about like not really anything. Like not any attacks, at least from as far as I know. So
right. Still here, just doing 6
news.
things at once. Okay, as long as we know you're still there breathing, Joe. Well, we're talking about everything, Sasquatch, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Might as well. Let's see. Alaskan brown bear females are more aggressive than the males. Really? So I know, because I always thought, if I was younger, that's where I would go. Live off grid in Alaska. I can't do that now. I'm half crippled. I can't. I'm lucky I make it out to the car. So, being a homesteader at this point in life is just not happening.
Yeah.
That's why I always, laugh when you guys, I get it. I kind of flipped when I turned 40. But then when I hear people, I'm 40 or I'm this, I'm thinking, yeah, I remember that age.
Yeah.
I remember that age.
Yeah, I don't feel like I feel still young. In my brain, I feel younger. But also it's funny because you think like, 20 years, like I graduated college like 20 years ago, but it's just like, it's just weird to like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I have to like, holy crap. Like, or I'm like meeting people or like, oh yeah, I'm like 24 and I'm like, or what year they're born. And I'm like, I was like 16 and I'm just like, what the heck? Like year 2000s? Like, oh my gosh. like kids, and they're not kids. Like I got married at 22, had my oldest. I was 24. Like, you know what I mean? So,
Right. And then now you're looking like, what the heck happened? Because that's what me and my husband did too. Oh, Bill, you're such an angel. Laura turned 40 last year. It's okay. We'll go with that one. We'll go with that one. I felt better when I was 40. If I would, and everybody else would go back, I would go back. Definitely. My mind is like, you can still, what is it? You can still that my body. Oh, yeah, I know. Exactly,
Yeah.
Joe. That's what it is now. Because I suffer from fibromyalgia and arthritis. So it's, my mind's like, let's do it. Let's do it. Like with investigating, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And my body's like, what are you, crazy? So that's when I see people running. I go, well, even if something was chasing me, I'm not running, so it's going to get me. Whether it be ghost, animal, or bum, I'm done for.
Yeah.
I know, because maybe if the adrenaline kicks in, I know. But like you said, when you had that ghost rush you, that's what you felt. That adrenaline rush must have been amazing.
Yeah. I mean, in the moment, I just remember like not even. It was just funny. I was so calmly just turned to Reese, and I'm like, I'm gonna run now. Like, and I just was like, I'm all out. Like, it is. I don't know. When those things happen, like, I love that experience after the fact, obviously. Like, I'm still mad at myself that I ran because I know we're supposed to run towards. But at the same time, though, if I had felt normal up to that point, I would have not run.
Right.
Because, you know what I mean? And now when I have instances where I'm very uneasy, I listen to myself and I don't do what would make me more uncomfortable because I don't know what's going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why open myself up to something?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just trust my gut. Like, maybe nothing's going to happen, but I just don't want a repeat of that. Or, like, who knows? Like, so.
It's Dawn, 50 is nifty. Yeah. I didn't say that when I turned 50. I was like, what the heck? Now I just don't care. The numbers go by. I don't care anymore. See, Cassie spooked me at the Conjuring house during my S's. Oh, what did she do to you, Miss Dawn?
I'm literally trying to remember. Oh, I know what I did. I walked into the room. Did they grab something or? Oh, I walked in the room to do something, and then I can't remember now. Like, to grab something, or maybe she'll remember. That's I have a short-term memory problem too, so I can't remember. That's not showing my age. I've always had that, but
yeah, she says you walked nearby.
Yeah.
Oh, Athena, stop. And I thought it was something else. Oh, okay. Well, see, because you got the what the heck is that thing? The eye shades on and the headphones. So yeah. Stay tuned said it was a demon.
Yeah.
Aren't they all? Like, I'm so over that. I know everybody. We're all just so over that.
Yeah.
Mike says I still park in the back 40. Not me. I'm right up front. Let's see when are all the THC videos going to drop?
Mine. Hopefully, I'm gonna say between the end of April, but more probably realistically mid-May, just because I still have to release other episodes first, and then I have to get approval. So I don't know. They say I don't know. Probably mid-May is my ultimate goal. So we'll say that.
Right. and like you said, you still have to get approval. So that means they haven't looked at it yet.
No. So I mean, I still have to put it together. I haven't got there yet because I'm still editing the other episodes. So I still have to actually do that part. So it's going to be So that's but they say within 72 hours they'll approve it, but don't bank it on that time frame. So hopefully it'll be a fast approval. So hopefully, but I'll definitely be announcing. Joe's still editing. his,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. And it does. It takes so long.
Mm-hmm.
And it's and I've watched, like I'm sure you've watched them too when Joe does his and shows he thinks it's boring. It's not boring. I think it's very educational.
Yeah.
That's why I always try to hit more of the educational side on this program, is because a lot of us don't know. I know nobody knows everything, but we don't know a lot of things, and especially when it comes to the editing. Um, part two parts, editing part two. Yeah, it's what it is the editing, and I like it when he puts that up there because then we're seeing the process.
Yeah.
Seeing just like you. I don't know how you do yours. Everybody has different programs, maybe different ways of doing it. But it's just that's what I'm saying. My editing just stinks. The painstaking stuff that you guys go through. I know I have to take charity from Bill. Bill's got to help. That's funny. But I like it when he does those programs because you're learning something.
Yeah.
So then when you do your part or when I do mine, um, we'll know if we've got something going on or what to do with it.
Mhm.
So it is very helpful. Um, and what's Miss Wendy got to say? Did I put that up there? No, but there we go. Miss Wendy, they have to approve it. I wonder what or if they would have you remove or change.
I don't know. I'm just going to edit like I edited all my episodes, and it's not going to obviously have anything crazy in them. So hopefully they like my stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, because I know that actually our Joe's still here and Dawn's here. She would know. What is? Did they ask you guys to remove anything from the last time that you guys visited the Conjuring House? See, I don't go to these places where they have these kinds of rules. Usually,
So
it's you're on your own and do what you got to do.
so these are new owners since the last time Joe was there. So he's never had to experience this before. So
Oh,
I was going to say most locations. I've only ever come across one location that I had to get the video approved, but that was because it was a bed and breakfast, and I had gone there because the previous owners liked the ghost stories behind the place where the new owners didn't. And so she wanted to make sure that so what happened was I went there, rented a room. I asked her if I could investigate, but not till I got there. So I should have asked prior. I was just going to investigate the room. I wasn't going to investigate the whole house. So she's like, I don't know, maybe not. So I'm like, oh, so lesson learned. I should ask before I show up. But it worked in our favor because when we went for breakfast, it was a bed and breakfast. We went for breakfast in the morning. She's like, I really like you guys. You can come back and investigate the whole bed and breakfast. So it worked, but she wanted to watch the video before I released it. So make sure I didn't make it like demons and creepy, right? So
right.
that's why she was afraid of. But that was my own fault for that. But I've never come across a place like this. So
I'm saying it's it's. I mean, I can understand that they would want to preview the video because so it didn't make them look bad, or like I said, what was it? The one place that somebody went to. I forget. There's so many of them. Like the Crayola kids or whatever how they were. All right, hold on, guys. I got something popped up by mistake. There we go. And so that it made the people look bad. So I can understand that they would want to go over what you've filmed and the editing. But yeah, actually, I think that's a great question. Is did anybody ever make you take something out before they would let you release it? Would be
I'm
nice
sure
if
they
the current. Go ahead.
No, I'm sure they would if they come across that, but I mean, I haven't. We'll have to see, I guess.
Well, yeah, because like I said, I never been through anything like that, so that's actually something else you'd have to deal with. And now that there's big changes because new owners. So everybody's got their. But now, when you go to all the other places, did you have to sign release forms or contracts or?
Yeah, I think most places that are a haunted location, yeah, there was. It's more or less like for safety stuff. Like, so when I was at the museum, it was just a waiver to make sure that wasn't going to like damage any of the property and blah blah blah. But yeah, most places have you sign contracts. That's
Okay.
pretty. Yeah, that part's normal.
Yeah, see, like I said, I've never been to any of these big places.
Mhm.
So I never had to deal with like contracts or
Yeah.
waivers or, pretty much everywhere I've been is you're at your own risk and you're on your own.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And Wendy, there was CCTV footage.
is there CCTV footage?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. I mean, we don't get access to the footage, I don't think, to use. Hinsdale was cool because Hinsdale, I mean, you had to pay for it if you wanted to use it. But if they had, you could buy the footage, like, so that of the whole time we were there. So, but yeah, exactly.
Okay. But like you said, yeah, if you wanted it, you had to pay extra for it.
Exactly, at that Hinsdale. So at Conjuring House, I don't think you have access to it.
Oh, so they didn't shank you. That's some scary stuff, Mike.
Like, what?
Oh, geez. So they aren't cool with allowing you to edit any way you wish. I don't know. I think they let you edit your own stuff the way you want, but then they have to approve it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I think she's talking about, Wendy, is that they can set up the video the way they want, but it has to get their approval before they can release it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if there's anything, of course, the only thing they think is going to look bad with them, they're not going to let you get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially with, like I said, with all the drama and all the credits going on with that place now, I know they're going to be really strict on what you're going to be allowed to release.
Yes. Yes. I've already.
And of course, you said that they weren't there.
No.
Yeah. See, because I misunderstood. I thought that they were the ones that bought the place.
No.
And then I found out, I found out later, no, it was another woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's just pretty much friends with them, apparently.
Yeah, they're they're caretakers of the place. Yeah.
Oh, are they? Oh, okay.
Like, because there's people who like stay there while we're there. Oh, a person. Right. There's only one guy. I don't know how many other are, but yeah, there's always a caretaker there, which is pretty standard because they obviously they're not going to leave you alone the property. Like every location we've been to, well, not every actually, because not Old Angel Inn, that's a hotel. Old Hospital on College Hill, like they weren't there with us in the building.
Right.
So there's some location, I guess. So a lot of times there is someone there though, like in an almost separate area. Like at Waverly Hills, there was a guy obviously there's security on the grounds, like down below. And there was one guy, the tour guide, stayed in like a room to himself. So, but yeah.
So yeah, okay. So then that's pretty, basic with all of them. They have just security or yeah. And they don't follow you around though, do they? They just you get to do your thing and
yes, yeah. I mean, all my experiences that we've been able to be on our own. So,
John, we were respectful and talked about the true history, no embellishing. Major life events happened there with the engagement. They'd be crazy not to approve. Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You guys were there. You were honest on what you were doing. So I don't see why there would be an issue with any of your videos.
Yeah, no, it should be fine.
Controlling everything really puts a damper on the character of the ownership. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what it is. It's so, like I said, when you're paying a certain amount of money, and then there's limitations. Whether they say it's bears or not, I mean, I'm sure they go out at night.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even if you go out at dusk, I mean, it's
yeah,
because that's what I would want to be able to do. I mean, if I remember correctly, Joe and did it last time. They had investigated the grounds.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, I watched so many things, and so many, just like you, we watch all these videos, and they start to kind of blur together.
I know. I
So,
hear you on that one.
so you got to try to remember. Okay, what video was this, and where did I see this, and so, and then you're trying to catch up. And then Miss Wendy, I mean, they have seen CCTV footage knowing you were not disrespectful. Okay, well, yeah, because they're watching that, so they're making
Yeah.
sure that they're
Yeah.
not damaging the property or anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think what the worst thing is that side eye guy banged his melon a couple of times in the basement.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was waiting for him to hit hard and fall back.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to make him a little crash helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And of course now, your husband's tall. He's going to have to get one too.
He'll just wear his hard hat from work and just put like a ghost or something on it and just be like
put your logo on it so they know it's business.
Yeah.
That would be so funny. But yeah, I can see that because we have the same problem here in our basement. There's just one section where a pipe drives down where the stairs from the outside come in. So if you don't remember to duck, you're getting one hell of a knot on your melon. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We actually had to spray paint across the beam. I forget. I think we used bright yellow, so it catches your attention before you hit that one step. To remember to duck.
Yeah, we actually have the same issue. Our house is over 100 years old, so it's like the basement is not meant to really be like a proper basement. But there's a beam because they redid the basement before we bought the house, and it's just like a beam. But they painted it like the pale yellow of the wall, so it actually kind of blends into like the further wall. So
right.
I can walk normally, but that beam, I'll whack my head. My husband can't stand at all in the basement. So yeah.
Oh, geez, yeah. Because our house is over 100 years old too, and it's only that one section you have to duck, and it's coming from the outside. And yeah, how many times we've smashed our heads on that, even though it is like that construction yellow, so it's like really bright.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying attention, it will take you out.
Yeah.
Let's see. As long as it isn't super negative or outrageous, I can only see not being approved. Yeah, it's true. I don't. Same thing like what Miss Wendy said. All right, yeah, she's having an issue with them wanting to control over the content.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you see it as that way, being them having control over your content?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, obviously it's like the censorship, I guess, partly, but I think it'll be fine. I think as long as, because we're gonna put like it's gonna be exactly how I investigate all my other videos and how I release them. So I can't see why.
Right. So I mean, if they pretty much know your history, I don't see where they would.
Yeah.
They would have an issue with anything.
I don't know if they would watch me. I don't know. Maybe they did watch me before they.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. If you were coming to my place and then I would do my research, watch to see, even because you're letting them onto your property, so you want to know pretty much what your character is.
Yeah.
Where a lot of them go in there and they destroy stuff, and of course they all think it's funny because that's all for the clicks. But you just can't let anybody in because you don't know what you're going to be left with after the fact.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've got here legalities. There isn't really a contract for creative control. Okay, so, and then this one he has. I'm loving the stuff you guys are putting out. I don't know what it is. I can't talk, guys. I don't know if it is because they haven't approved or disapproved anything with these guys. They should let them have carte blanche. Well, again, I don't know. They're not going to do that though, Wendy. They're especially with all of the drama that's surrounding that place.
Mhm.
So yeah, they're going to want to see it before they let you release it.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one from Bill.
Mhm.
Says they probably just want to make sure that it is accurate as to what happened and not fake. I don't know. I've that one there. Of course, Bill. I don't. Bill doesn't follow a lot of this stuff. Um, where we have all been following it or been involved in it.
Yeah.
Uh, as far as the
Yeah.
fake part goes, I don't think that's part of it because there's been some fake stuff going on there, and we know it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know. As I
Sky
laughed, I
Talker.
was like,
I know if I hear that one more time.
oh my gosh. That was pretty funny.
Oh, jeez. I mean, you hear it, oh, jeez. I can't watch these things because, your brain wants to explode. I mean, come on, literally. How many times can you hear that and not want to choke that person? That's just my opinion. I mean, I,
Oh.
my opinion, the whole thing is ridiculous. It really is. Totally ridiculous. And if anybody thinks that's real, then they need to be checked in somewhere because they just really need to be checked in.
Yeah.
I hold my tongue, and I know a lot of you guys probably do too. When you're watching these videos, and there's so many times I want to comment, I'm like, nope, don't say it. Don't say it because you're gonna get in trouble. Because you just want to shake these people and say, knock it off. It's not real.
Yeah.
And here you're
I
trying to, rip people off.
Yeah. I'm being very like, I'm being more
I
like,
understand.
more
I
closed
understand.
lip just because I'm like, because I have to release something. So I'm like, you never know.
Understand. See, but
Eyes
I'm
on
free and
everyone.
clear because they don't know me, so I can say what I want. Fake, fake, fake.
I mean,
I
I'm
am
gonna like
sorry.
that part. Yes, it is. But like other stuff, I haven't really talked about because I'm like, obviously, because I'm like, I have to get an episode out.
I get it.
I'll
I
tell you
get it. Just
something
like last time
after.
I was talking with Joe. I know you gotta tiptoe around. You have to be nice, nice, nice. But
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with Sky. Just take that, and you know what? Wrap it up in a small package and put it where the sun don't shine. It's just
Wendy,
awful.
sorry. Wendy, I'll give you a chat later. You're all good.
Yeah, you didn't start anything. It's just
No, no, no.
it frustrates
I'll give you
everybody.
more info.
Everybody, I get it. We all do. We all just want to say what we want to say,
Mm-hmm.
but you guys have you got to be careful because you're dealing with that
Right now,
on the
yeah.
outside. So you got to be you got to watch it. There's a time and
Yeah.
place where you have to hold your tongue, and
Yeah,
I do.
I'll
A time and a place. And then there's some of us that can't help themselves and they put it out there and they get in big trouble. I've seen that too.
yeah.
Like when they did the live and with that other
Mm.
three group of bozos. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know who those people were. But bozo, they fall under the category. And I think I did put a post on there. I don't know if you saw it, Cassie, but I thought the guy that was running the show was very rude, very condescending towards everybody in our community.
Mm.
And just in general, the real paranormal community, thinking that they could pass this off as the real deal and that they were all biased and give
Mm.
me a break. Shovel it somewhere else. And taking away people's freedom of speech. during the chat. It was supposed to be open chat. You could voice your question or your opinion without any kind of repercussions, and they just took them right out. So
Oh, okay.
the whole thing was a joke. It was like Candy. Candy, hey, that would make an awesome merch idea. Oh, jeez. The alphabet. Team Alphabet. Oh, I just want to beat your head on a rock.
Oh
What
my
Mike
gosh.
say? Team Alphabet lower the bar from others who bring dignity to the paranormal. Oh my God, you guys are killing me. Not for nothing, we've all are very well versed in the alphabet now.
Yeah. Oh my
Until she forgets how to say it. But
Yeah.
just terrible. Just terrible. I don't know. All I know I can say is, Cassie, we appreciate the way you do your thing.
Thank you.
And, it's, what does Wendy say? I love that. Who's that knocking at the door? Jeez, it's the toe thumpers. Not for nothing. I could still do that. I could still thump my toe. So, I mean, you know how easy it is. Can you do it, Cassie?
The what?
The toe thumping?
Well, I mean, I moved my ankle and it cracks.
Oh, does it? Oh, yeah. No,
I injured my actually 12 days before my trip to Virginia City. I severely sprained it on a dog bone. I was running down the stairs and I stepped on the rubber dog bone. It didn't move. We actually thought it was broken. So, anyways, ever since then, that injury that's going on 2 years now, my ankle cracks. I just moved it in that crack.
Oh, wow. So you just rolled it and there you go.
Yeah, I heard a snap and then I was like, oh, great. Even the paramedics thought it was broken. The nurses thought it was broken until I had the x-ray, but anyways.
I thought you lucked out.
Yeah, but I did have to walk around Virginia City in a boot. And that was, if you watch my Washoe Club episodes and my Mackie Mansion episodes, you'll hear me thumping because I have a boot on.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I didn't know. I didn't notice. Didn't notice a boot.
Yeah, those ones I would literally, it was like an ongoing joke the whole time I was there. So.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, like I said, we really enjoy all of your content. We enjoy the way that you do it and the way that you handle all of that. And what you're putting out is fantastic. And I just wish you well, and I want you to keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah.
We'll just watch you grow as it goes, and we look forward to all your new stuff. And Wendy says, I know those videos, Cassie. That was my boot, guys. Oh, yeah. Actually, I think I do remember you saying that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't paying attention. So, but everybody, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed chatting with Cassie as much as I did. And maybe next time we can get Ron on too. You get the man's point of view, husband and wife team. It's always fun. One final question I want to put out to you is, how do you feel about being one of, and I would say actually, the top part of that top group of women in the paranormal field?
How do I feel?
Feel that way?
I don't know. I didn't feel as I was like, what? I don't know.
It's a lot of men. And so it's hard to find women that are running the show and are doing it for the real deal. Yeah. So you're in that group. So it's, you don't see it that way?
No, I guess not. I'm very like I don't know. I'm like I struggle with my I'm always downplay everything. I've always done that way. But I don't know. I mean I'm really happy. The fact that people even just watch my stuff, the fact that it makes me so happy. So I don't know. I don't even know what to really say. Cause I guess I just don't feel like that. I'm gonna keep it real as long as I'm doing this. So yeah.
So yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing. Everybody's just
Yeah.
going to love you even more. And we look forward to the release of your videos and your
Thank you.
next adventures. And I hope you'll join me again at another time. And
Mhm.
we could do this again. And who knows, maybe we'll meet up with Mike at the Herkimer
Yes.
Diamond Mine.
Oh my gosh.
We'll
Yeah,
have to
that's
go
so
from
close.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us on the Raw Side, and I look forward to seeing everybody soon. Thank you, Cassie and Weeping Willow. You guys, please remember to check out her page, like, share, show the love, and if you could, hit a couple of bells and whistles on this one as well. Thank you, and that's the Raw Side, guys. See you next time.
Bye.